Welcome to Stanedge Golf Club in Derbyshire. Owned and managed by former tour pro fame Tate, this is the remarkable story of one woman's vision to transform a rundown club into a welcoming community venue.
And then that in between the boards?
Yeah.
Okay. When are you going to start feeding? Tomorrow?
We've started.
Oh, you've started feeding?
Yeah.
Fame's professional career came to an early end due to injury, but she never thought she'd return to the course as an owner.
If you'd have said to me, oh, one day you'll own a golf club, I'd probably sat there and laughed, really. My vision from day one was to break away from the traditional golf club model. Let's make it a place that's welcoming, affordable, accessible, inclusive.
With a dedicated team of greenkeepers, Fame is investing in a major course upgrade.
I knew there was only one way the place was going, and that wasn't backwards.
But will Fame succeed and realise her dream? We'll follow her progress as Stanedge reopens and Fame takes on the business of golf. It's a new day at Stanedge Golf Club as the team arrives on site with a long list of things to do before members can return. Since buying the course 2 years ago, Fame has met some unexpected challenges. Now, just 2 weeks before reopening, Fame and the team are against the clock, and with head greenkeeper CJ expecting a new baby, the race is on.
Owning a golf club it's never even been a thought or even a consideration. But the situation arose in it was actually in 2018. It was November, December time, and I'd heard that obviously this was going up for sale. And the previous owners had actually only had it 2 years, ownership, so they'd not had it a long time at all. And when I actually met with them, it had already been drawn up for 12 agricultural plots. So I think they were incredibly surprised to A, meet me, and B, meet someone that wanted to obviously retain it as a golf club.
After buying the course, Fame had to bring on new employees to help with the workload, including head greenkeeper CJ, who joined the team just over a year ago.
Well, first I had a walk around with Fame just before I started last February. Started last March, and I had a walk around with Fame. First impressions were not brilliant, I'll be honest. It was obviously a tough task for Fame and everybody involved, trying to get the course back to where it was. But we've since then we've really tried to improve it as a team and get it moving forward. So yeah.
Which way's the wind blowing? I don't want to get covered in sand. How are you both getting on?
CJ and colleague Dave are racing to get a top dressing done on all the greens. The combination of sand and nutrient-enriched feed will help repair winter damage, stimulate growth, and improve drainage and soil structure. It's a big job, but will help create the consistent greens members demand. With warmer weather coming, expectations will be high. Fame and the turf team know customers will judge them on the condition of the course.
We just need some warmer temperatures now to get some growth.
Yeah, well, that bit of water overnight should wash everything in, and then hopefully don't wash it out though, because it's give it bad, I think. But
what, heavy rain?
Yeah, I think most at night. That's why I wanted to get dressed and fed today. At least we're in and done then.
Remember this?
I do remember doing this, yeah. Do your arms ache yet?
They did last week.
But just a few days later, CJ left to start his paternity leave and left Fame without a head greenkeeper.
Yesterday, my head greenkeeper CJ, he left us on his first day of paternity leave. He's expecting his first child, and it's literally going to be any day soon. It's imminent. More than likely, I think it could be today. And myself and my team really do wish CJ and his partner all the very best. Possibly not the most ideal time, with literally now the run-up to getting all the course ready in preparation for a week on Monday, but I walked around the golf course yesterday. We've made a list of priorities, but as always, as a team, we've just got to get out there, get stuck in, and get everything ready for Monday. When I stood here in the clubhouse the day that I came on my own to walk round, I stood near the back door, and I stood there and I had a moment to myself, and I thought if I went ahead and purchased the golf club, that things needed to change, and they needed to change incredibly fast. I held a members meeting. I'll say obviously a members meeting with a pinch of salt, but I held a meeting in February when I first took over, and I stood there in front of 26 men, and you know, I obviously had a barrage of questions, and rightly so. You know, some of them knew very little about me. They'd obviously lost faith in the golf club, and obviously suddenly I turn up. But they stood there and questioned, you know, what my vision was, you know, what I was going to do with the golf club. And I was very transparent, and I was very honest with them, and that's how I've continued to be.
Well, I think the impressions originally before Fame took over the course is it was a Mickey Mouse course. It was a 9-hole course what people just didn't respect the course for what it was. Then when Fame took it over, things changed a lot. She redid all the clubhouse. I mean, the first year, I mean, I've known Fame probably 5 years, but I've only really worked for her probably 8 months. But in the first lockdown, I did come and volunteer because my job was in furlough. So I couldn't do the same job, so I helped Fame. And we did a lot of groundwork. We built 4 new tees, new drainage, and mainly kept the course going.
Coming from a background in professional golf, Fame quickly had to learn new skills in all areas of the business. From course management to insurance, Fame is taking on every aspect of running a business head on.
What I'm going to do, Claire, is it's going to go live at 5. So essentially the 14-day advance booking rule is kind of going out of the window today, because obviously we're longer than 14 days in front. But what we are going to do is just give them, so the week commencing Monday the 29th until Sunday the 4th. So I'm not opening it up any longer than that. They've just got from now to book the first week. And I think that will give us some indication of the take-up, really, of coming back to golf and how they all feel. So I'm not going to open it up any longer. You know, I started off with nothing. No members, nothing. Everyone had kind of gone away to other clubs within the locality. So starting with nothing to some degree is almost like a double-edged sword. It's brilliant in some elements because you can really implement what you want to do straight away. But in other areas it's actually been quite difficult because I've had no historical data in terms of finance, nothing about how the club was run previously. It's literally been a blank canvas. So it's been quite a learning experience, really. You know, and from the start, obviously we needed cash flow. I needed cash quick. You know, so we were very open to visitors, and you know, if someone joined, it was, you know, we were kind of like doing high fives, really. You know, it was fantastic. But you know, now I'm sat here and we've got over 200 members. Obviously, we're a 10-hole facility, but the biggest question that I face now is what's going to be capacity. So you know, you start to look at things very different.
With the course being closed for several months due to the pandemic, Fame has had time to think about these big questions and the future of Stanedge. But as well as looking forward, it's allowed time for some reflection and to see how much has changed and how far the business has come in a short space of time.
When the world stopped, I've had to look at everything. I've had to take time to sit and look at possibly what we've done really well, elements of the business where we've not done so well, and certainly moving forward areas in which we can improve. You know, we've all really had to adjust so much over the last 12 months, but to now readjust and integrate back into society, I don't think that's going to be short of its problems. But I think that really highlights one thing for us. You know, we've had to draw on all the positives during lockdown. It would have been quite easy at times just to almost sit there and wallow, and we've really had to turn that on its head, and rather thinking about the things that we couldn't do, we've really had to think about the things that we could, and we've gone out there and we have executed them.
Join us next time when we look at the impact of COVID-19 on Stanedge Golf Club and how Fame and her team kept going through one of the most unexpected and challenging years her business may ever face.
None of us know what the overall impact of the last kind of 12 or 14 months will be. The golf industry has changed. and will continue to change. I think the people that play golf have changed.
When this opportunity come and the lockdown, it was a godsend to be able to come out, feel I'm achieving things, doing things, and the days just fly.
I think it's made us all kind of look at certain elements of our life and reflect. You know, I think certain elements of all of our lives will never go back to how they were before COVID.